today, sir?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much, Jim.
I have watched the movie. I loved it.
Thank you.
So the first thing that I wanted to know is this story inspired by an actual true story? Or if not, what sparked that idea?
The idea was sparked because I was hesitant to do an action movie because in today's world we have limited days, 19 days to shoot a movie, and it's very difficult to do an action movie in that time frame. And so I wanted to do something that was totally different. So I agreed to do an action movie as long as we could do it a certain way, and that was to find a way to have an action star not have to shoot everyone and kill everyone and fight everyone, but to have him use his brain and to have him feel sorry for what he has to do and be forced to do what he has to do. And in order to do that, you have to show the loneliness. So it allowed me to not only have an action movie, but it allowed me to have a character movie where you could feel emotions of every single character. And that's why when casting the movie, it was so important to cast people that you could fall in love with, even the villain in Greg. I picked Greg because I wanted a villain that didn't want to be a villain. And you end up liking him to be a villain and you feel bad that he's doing this. And he even feels like an idiot at times where he has to do this, where it just works. And everyone, you're really seeing human beings of who people are instead of actors trying to be tough. And I wanted someone that used their brains where we could see a different kind of an action movie than we've seen before.
Well, I definitely feel like you accomplished that with your answer with about, having an action movie where you feel for the character and the lead character has to use his brain. You given your background being with stunts and your history with that. I was curious as to if you actually hired someone to come in and do the stunt coordination or if you yourself just incorporated that in your own personal directing.
Well, I mean, I've been in the business a long time where I have my brothers and my brothers know that I'm crazy and they call me a bully and all that. And they know that when I get on the set, I'm a whole different animal. And so I need someone that understands my head. And Eric Norris was an amazing coordinator and he understands that I'll change anything on the moment and I'll get mad. I'll throw things when I don't see something I like. And he knows that I'm looking for a certain look and they all wait for me to smile or else to walk away. If I walk away, it means it's great, but I got to move. And so having a great coordinator that understands what you're trying to achieve is golden. And I have three guys in my life that I only could turn to that really understand me.
What was the hardest stunt or the hardest scene for you to shoot in this film?
Yeah, the probably it would be the bike scene because I needed Josh to be on that motorcycle the whole time. I needed the cars to be spinning around him, almost crashing into him. I needed him to drive the bike, and he was avid on a bike. He was good, but I needed him to be trained. So I brought in one of the best, Jimmy Roberts, who trains Tom Cruise and a few others. That he helped me train Josh to be able to get on that bike. And Josh, believe me, he's seen these cars flying at him, and I was, if anything, I was scared for him. I'm like, please don't fall, please don't fall, please don't fall, please don't get hit. I was scared to death for him because I love this man so much and I care about him that I just didn't want him to get hurt, but I know what we needed to do, and he did too.
Right, absolutely. So you said earlier in our conversation that you really wanted the audience to feel for the characters in the movie. And I'm going to be honest, one of my favorite characters was actually Josie.
Yay!
You had
Yeah.
a scene in there where Josh pulls her close and uses her as a decoy when the bad guy is passing the window, and I love the emotion she gave there. And also when she was covering for the teenager that the bad guy was looking for. So with working with her, did you have to really work hard to pull those emotions out of her, or is she just like a natural?
Well, in this movie, I really only used a casting director for one role, and Josie role was important that I casted. So a year before we shot this movie, I went on a worldwide search for her. So I went to Italy, I went to Spain, I went to all across the U.S. And and to me, when I read people, I read them in a way to where I don't want them to read the script. I want to talk to them for an hour and a half on the phone. If I could feel who someone is and I could see that they are who I want, and I want them to act like who they are. Maria is the kindest, sweetest soul that's so fun that I'm like, that's Josie. I said, I don't want you to act. I want you to bring Maria to this role. And she goes, but we're in Mississippi. Am I supposed to have an accent? I said, we're in no anywhere USA. I said, this is a world that's in America, everyone's welcome. And I go, so you are who you are. I want to bring the Latino feeling to this character. I want you to speak Spanish. I don't care if I even understand it. I don't even know what you're saying, but I love it. So bring it. She was my gem, and I love her to death.
Well, she did amazing. Like I said, she was my favorite character. I love the spiciness that she had, but then also the emotion. So yeah, you could definitely tell her she has a new fan in me.
Oh, thank you. I hope you see a lot of her.
Yes. So is there any particular moment that of the film, the entire film, that has just like a special place in your heart? And if so, which one is it?
It would be. I know a lot of people won't understand that, but it would be when Josh is in the cabin, and to really show what it takes to leave your world behind, and to know how you have to live your life with not trying to find a friend or even be able to talk to someone, and to know that I don't want an actor that would talk to himself either. It has to be internal to see the pain and the struggle. That's why I wanted to see him wake up a few times in the morning to know that, oh my God, another day. What am I going to do? And to really find the struggle of life that we all go through, the depression that leads to something that you may not do because of your desperation over depression. And and this guy being able to control his desperation and keep it self-contained, I think really helped me set the tone of who the guy character is in the movie, and let us cheer him on the whole way and understand why he had to do what he had to do at the end.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Totally agree with that. You've already told me if you walk away from a stunt scene, you're good. You drink to keep your energy up. Do you go to coffee or do you go to energy drinks?
Well, I hire an assistant on every movie, and their job is to feed me water every 20 minutes. And even if I walk away, grab me, tap me on the shoulder, on my right shoulder, and keep tapping it until I drink water. And because
Water?
I don't drink. I
Okay.
am so invested in the movie that my biggest problem is I get dehydrated because I don't drink water, and I just need to drink 8 bottles a day. And that's
Got
their job. Their not job is to do anything else but feed me water.
Feed you water. That's a good one. Okay, okay. So what's one film that you've watched that you wish you would have directed?
Mission Impossible. I want to work
All
with
of
Tom
them?
Cruise so bad. Look, I should just say Tom Cruise. Okay,
Okay.
anything as to me, that's the last of the true movie stars that we'll ever see in our life, and the one that cares so much. And to me, my I make movies not because it's fun or anything. I make it because it's so passionate, and it's like a love affair to something. And my movies will last longer than my life, and my grandkids will get to see
Mm,
who I was, and it's about a legacy with my family, and that's why I do them. And Tom Cruise shares that same thought, and I just would love to make a movie with someone like that.
understood. Understood. So you just said like your films will last longer than your life, your grandkids, great grandkids. So in regards to Off the Grid, if you had to choose a theme song for it, what would it be?
Wow, that's a good one. Uh, Stranglehold by Ted Nugent. And
Stranglehold by Ted Nugent.
and the reason why it's got so much energy with a little bit of anger in it, and it just wants to drive you and drive you and drive you and drive you. Like my movie, that's my idea, was to never have a moment that you could get bored or look to the left or right, that you wanted to find more story to keep going.
Thank you so much for your time. It's an amazing movie. Again, like I said, I loved it. Maria Josie is my favorite character, but
Hey.
I loved all of them. So it much success to you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Goodbye.